Yeah, I wear a lot of fitteds, but no capping over here. As promised, we're here in Sin City to fight capital.
For Devin, Haney, JoJo, Diaz, we got a lot of special guests on the show, so keep it locked.
The Dazn Boxing Show starts now. That's right. We are live from Las Vegas, Nevada, where the stars come out, Sin City to fight capital. Barack, I think that this is my second home. I've been here so many times in the last few weeks. I feel at home.
Don't worry, you're about to get evicted, just like any other home you've ever been in. But yes, listen, we promised everybody that we'd be at the biggest and the best fight, so we had to make good on that,
That's
by
right.
being here.
We're at the live at the Garden Arena right now. Barack, this fight has become so much more important because of what we saw last week with Teofimo Lopez and Kambosos Jr. I feel like there's more at stake.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is more important now because plus we got another player in the game with JoJo Diaz, and that adds flavor to any division when you got another player. But yes, because Teofimo has lost, now we're trying to see who's gonna win so that he could fight Kambosos, and we're gonna finally have an undisputed in the lightweight division, maybe.
Hopefully, and the reason why it seems like it's more likely to happen is obviously because Teofimo was fighting. Probably his next fight would have been on ESPN. Kambosos has fought on Dazn before.
Right.
It seems like it might be seamless. Look, they've already agreed on going to Australia, but he has to get past JoJo Diaz first.
I don't really listen to talk beforehand. We don't know about that, but hopefully we have a good fight. That's what we need. We need a good fight, and then we'll worry about the rest.
I mean, look how in shape JoJo was. I highly doubt we are not going to get a good fight.
Right.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the entire card. So we'll get into the main event and the entire card right now. It's the opening bell. I mean, when you talk about JoJo Diaz, we think about 130 and the trouble he had making weight at 130. 135, we all saw him beat Fortuna. But this right here, I mean, I never seen him more in shape. Look, this is going down tomorrow, but there's a fight, unfortunately, that is not going to happen. That's because of COVID reasons in Japan. Triple G Murata, unfortunately, is not going to happen. Barack, I don't know if this inactivity for Triple G is going to hurt him. Did he need the rest? He's been in a lot of wars. Did he need the rest, or did he need this fight?
How the heck do we know? We don't know, and that's the thing, especially when you're dealing with somebody that's 39 years old. Listen, a 25-year-old can have ring rust. Right. So it's more dangerous when you're dealing with somebody that old, that's going on 40 years old. But one thing that we do know, that he is a professional. We probably never seen Triple G rusty, but we don't know when Father Time is going to kick in.
Hopefully we'll see him in 2022, but here's a fight that is going to happen. Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz. Because both guys made weight, JoJo Diaz impressed me, Barack. He looked in shape. Yeah. On that scale, he wasn't drained. He didn't look like he had trouble making the weight. He is up for this fight. Now, we know Devin. I mean, as you can see, this guy is always ripped up. He's never not in shape. So we expected that from Devin. But now that we know JoJo is the same way, and these guys have animosity towards each other, but they respect one another, we know we're going to get fireworks on Saturday night.
I mean, but this is a different weight class for JoJo, so he really shouldn't look bad. But then again, he rededicated himself. There is no excuses that really that we're going to accept.
Oh, Barack,
that's
I mean,
for sure. Oh, yeah, that's your uncle over there, Church.
Yeah, that's Big Church right there. He's been with Devin since Devin was a baby.
Yeah.
Motivational speaker. This guy was getting on JoJo's nerves.
Are they saying right now that they love each other, or what are they saying?
No,
you
right
know
now? Guys get that close with one another. They can't hear one another. I'm excited about this fight. That's my favorite part of fight week. Though after the weigh-in, what these guys, all the smack they talk during the weigh-in, during the face-off, Brock.
My favorite part of fight week is when they fight.
No, I said fight week. I'm not including the Saturday that the fight that actually
You like
happened.
to see them on the scale. That's okay. We've already established that in many other shows. But listen, as I was saying, JoJo Diaz rededicated himself to this, man. And he had some excuses about, oh, it was COVID, this, that, and the third. I didn't make weight. He's making weight now, and he doesn't look drawn in. He looked healthy. But the thing is that Devin Haney always look healthy. He has this thing down to a science.
You talk about dedication, Barack. Here's another guy, Montana Love. I love his dedication to the sport. You know, he's a flashy guy, but he does it in the ring as well. I mean, and look, he looks in shape. He's another guy that always looks in shape. He made weight with no problem. Look, he's a favorite. This is, I guess, a showcase fight for him on Dazn. I think he's one of the most skilled boxers at 140. I know that's early to say, Barack, but look, I love him here with the Frenchie. Frenchie's one of the most popular dogs out today. He's a showman. Look, he likes to make things look pretty. He does it in the ring as well. I think we're going to see a lot from him in the 140-pound division.
Yeah, and this one was like at a catch weight, and I think it was at a catch weight because he had to get on the scale with the dog. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? 144 pounds. He got a 4-pound dog in his hand, you know. But yes, he is one of those guys who's flashy outside of the ring. But the good thing is that he's been flashy inside the ring, especially with his last fight, and he wants to do that again.
Well, you said 144 pounds, a few pounds heavier than that. We got the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, Jessica McCaskill. Look, she's on a fast track. I mean, she already beat Brock twice. She's going to be fighting Wyatt, defending her titles. She's looking for bigger fights after this, and I don't want to look past the Canadian Wyatt. Look, she's here. She's game. She's fighting a tough fighter in McCaskill who's looking at fights ahead, maybe to avenge a loss against Katie Taylor, maybe even to move up and fight Clarissa Shields. Who knows? She wants all the big fights. She wants all the smoke. She quit her job finally, Barack. She is 100% dedicated to boxing.
That was probably your only chance of getting a bank loan.
You know, my credit is terrible.
You could forget about it, but there's no expectations for Candy Wyatt right now because she's a late replacement, you know. But it is a little bit dangerous having a late replacement because you didn't prepare for that person, and that's the edge that Candy Wyatt has.
I just think her trainer they want all the smoke. They prepare like no other. I don't see them looking past anybody. Though it was a replacement, she was ready. Yeah. She was ready to fight anybody.
Yeah.
So she's not looking past Wyatt, but she is in a way because she has so many goals.
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you who else is ready. Earlier in the week, we caught up with the champ, the WBC champ, Devin Haney. Take a look.
Fight week, man. It's about that time. We're in the MGM Garden Arena. Like, this is where the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson have walked through. You've always wanted to fight at the MGM. For sure. I mean, you're from Vegas. What is this fight? Does it feel different than any other fight week?
You know, I live in Vegas. I'm originally from the Bay Area. But, I mean, with me living here, man, this means so much. This is a dream come true for me. I always dreamed of it, but it came a lot faster than I thought.
Right. This is the exact entrance that you walk in, fight night. Everybody screaming your name. You live here, like you said. What is that feeling like?
Man, this is surreal. I mean, I can't believe it. Like, man, this is crazy.
All right, Dev, Barack talked about entrances. Look, is he considered still the best dressed man in boxing?
I would say so. I
want to know, what are we expecting outfit-wise? Is it a big brand collab?
No, this time it's not a big brand collab, but it was like something that, like, I designed for myself.
Okay.
Like, and so yeah, that's pretty much.
Any surprises, like who you gonna walk out with?
Yeah, it's a surprise. But,
is it an artist or you playing
artist?
Yeah,
it's an artist. Yeah, it's a rapper. Yeah.
Who you think the fans are gonna scream for more? You live here. He's Mexican. There's a big Mexican population here.
I think me. I think the crowd will be mine.
Big Church, who's your motivator. He's a guy that is on 1,000 always, right? Like always on 100. What is it like to be with somebody that's never turned off?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's very motivating. He pushes me every day to go harder and harder. If you have any like lack of self-confidence,
he's gonna give you that.
He's going to give you all the confidence in the world. You're gonna think you can take on Godzilla if you need to.
Yeah, but the way he go, it gotta be times to be like, yo, I'm tired of hearing about myself.
Oh yeah,
he don't stop.
Like, you know, we could be talking about, oh yeah, you got a nice car, my car better. you got a nice jacket, oh, Devin jacket better. So I mean, I'm used to it by now.
No, that's good. I think everybody needs somebody like that on their team.
For sure.
Talking about Grand Garden Arena, like the seats. I want to know what it's like from the perspective from a fan to be in this fight. Let's walk over and sit by the seats. Hey, Deb, as we're sitting here in the seats, you live in Vegas now.
Yeah.
I know you're getting tons of ticket requests.
Yeah.
How many?
What's crazy is like most of my people, they already know that my brother takes care of tickets. So a lot of people don't hit me up for tickets.
Devin is focused this week.
It's not really like I don't leave the door open for people to ask me for tickets. So I'm prepared for it.
I remember you told us that you was more nervous for the last fight you had with Linares.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that feeling because you got to prove yourself?
Well, the reason, like, I just feel like I'm getting better and better each fight as far as, just getting more comfortable, more, like, I know what to expect. Obviously, fighting is one part, but just the whole atmosphere. And so it prepared me for this big moment right here, and I'm 100% ready for it, mentally, physically. So nerves aren't really hitting me right now.
Okay.
You talk about what people expect. A lot of people expected Teofimo Lopez to beat George Kambosos Jr. last week. Yeah. And people are talking, hey, are we going to see another upset with JoJo versus Devin? First, what was your reaction? We all saw what you put out on Twitter, calling him a fraud, but what was your initial reaction right after the fight?
I mean, obviously I was surprised like everybody else. I'm not going to sit here and just say that I wasn't surprised, but I mean, I knew that it was boxing. Before I was doing interviews, I was saying that, Tio didn't look focused. He did
say that. Yeah.
It looked like a different Tio. So I knew that it was possible. I mean, did I know that he was going to pull it off? No, obviously, because I would have bet $1 trillion if I would have knew that. I knew it was possible, and he got the job done. So
but when you said fraud, you didn't really mean that. Like when you guys have the tension, so you wanted to throw a shot because he took the L. But it can happen to anybody. Do you think he comes back from this?
Oh, he could definitely bounce back. Will he? I don't know. But of course, a loss is something you can bounce back from. He can come and be even better. Look at Canelo. He took a loss and now look at him. He's the best fighter in the world, pound for pound. So you can take a loss and bounce back from it.
But truthfully, are you a little mad that he lost? Because that was probably big money, those two names.
I wouldn't say that I'm mad. No, I'm not mad because at the end of the day, I wanted the belts more than anything, more than the money, more than anything. So now that the next person has the belts, that's who I'll be looking to fight. And that's my main focus
and he
after
has
JoJo Diaz.
You think it's even easier now because Kambosos works with Matchroom?
Yeah. I do think that fight is easier to make because, one, I think that Kambosos is willing to fight me. He wants to make the big fights happen. He wants to fight the toughest guys. He's not ducking or dodging nobody. So I do feel like that fight will be easy.
You think he's an easier opponent than Teofimo Lopez?
Well, styles make fights. I don't know. I got to get in the ring with him. But it all starts with Saturday night with JoJo Diaz. JoJo Diaz is my main focus. That's the person I've been studying, and that's the person I'm ready.
Him.
Yes,
I'm not thinking Australia already.
I can't pull the Tio and talk about Devin Haney, and I got to fight Kambosos. My main focus right now is JoJo Diaz, going in there, looking good, winning, and then we go from there.
I had asked him, what did he get from seeing you close, at that last press conference y'all had together, face-to-face. Yeah. What did you get from him, like the vibe that you got from him during that face-to-face time when y'all was going back and forth with each other?
I didn't really get nothing from it. At the end of the day, I don't believe in saying, oh, I looked him in his eyes and I saw fear. I mean, all that.
Sometimes you can see
all that cap. I mean, sometimes. At the end of the day, when you're at the top, top of the game, like, it's nothing that you can do. At the end of the day, we're going to go in there, we're going to fight. We've been preparing for weeks and weeks for this one moment. He's going to go in there and give it his best. I'm going to go in there and give it my best. I don't think that he's scared of me. I'm not scared of him. I fear no one or nothing but God. So at the end of the day, we're going to go in there, we're going to put on a good show. I don't feel like he's scared of me. Or, I seen that he said that he felt fear for me. All right, we'll see on December 4th how much fear I have when I win.
Is there anything about him that concerns you? Like if you had to point out one thing that he does well?
I would say no, because I feel like me and my team know him better than even his own coach. I feel like we studied him so much down to a T to where we know what he's going to do before he even knows what he's going to do. The habits that he does, we study and we will capitalize on.
You part of that process, that studying process, or just your coaches or what?
No, my coaches put together the game plan and his flaws and what he likes to do, what mistakes that he makes, and the whole camp we just study it and we execute on December 4th.
If you do execute on December 4th, are you going to be telling Eddie I want Kambosos next?
Yeah.
Is that the very next fight?
When I execute December 4th, of course I want to get all the belts. So my main focus will be George Kambosos. But it all starts with December 4th. We can never look past JoJo Diaz. 100%. I'm ready to go. Me and my team, we worked hard this camp, and we're focused on JoJo Diaz.
Well, we're looking forward to it, man. Can't wait to see you on Saturday night.
Sir. Thank you.
Devin Haney.
They're everywhere.
And here comes Canelo.
Defying odds, logic,
The colors of the Mexican flag.
reason. The game changes. We call them gifted. But that's an insult to the hard work and determination to never throw in the towel. It's the willpower and the staying power to go with the stopping power. To fight convention and bloody the nose of tradition. This is your boxing. Your way. The Zone. Game changed.
All right, later on we're going to chop it up with Montana Love, but right now is the pound-for-pound list, pound-for-pound rankings. Now, this creates a lot of arguments, Barack. I don't know. I'm ready to argue with the fight fans. I don't have a problem with it. This is subjective on who is on the pound-for-pound list. So here's a pound-for-pound list. The zones, it changed recently, obviously, with what happened last week. Teofimo was high on that list, so this is 1 through 10. Gervonta Davis, we got him on our list, no question about it, regardless.
We had to fight for that.
Of course, we had to jump Chris Mannix to put him on the list, but obviously Stephen Fulton
Jump
has a
him,
big
man.
win.
Come on, he's a chump. That makes us look like a chump.
Kambosos is on the list now at number 8. Barack Tyson Fury, best heavyweight in the world, at number 7. Josh Taylor at number 5. Look, this list it's important for fighters more than anything, and obviously people that want to argue.
Then this is very important. Listen, I like Gervonta Davis being on it. Steve Fulton, I'm happy that he's on it. DAZN had the guts to put him on there, but he probably shouldn't have hopped in front of Gervonta Davis, who's the most dominating fighter in boxing. Also Tyson Fury, he beat the same guy again. Sometimes I argue him being on there, and then Lomachenko not being on the list. What the heck is that?
Listen, this is the people at DAZN, the social team. This is the list they put together. Here's the one that I might have an issue with.
What?
I do and I don't. All right, Alexander Usyk.
Yeah.
Beating AJ was huge. Obviously, he's a unified champion, former undisputed cruiserweight champion. But Terrence Crawford, big win. He's a 3-division champion. Big win in a way that nobody's been able to stop Sean Porter. He did it in dramatic fashion. It's tough to not have him at number 2, Barack. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry.
Performance has to be something that you take into account.
That's the criteria.
Right, exactly. When you're talking about pound for pound, you got to talk about performance. Now, Joshua is somebody who's been stopped before with Ruiz. He didn't stop him. Good fight. He won. He didn't totally dominate
He
him.
lost rounds in that fight.
Yes, but he won. But you're talking about somebody like Porter, who's never been stopped, hardly ever even been down. If he's been down, he shoots right back up. He got knocked down twice. It was a stoppage. He would have probably been stopped if his father didn't stop. I said it low because I think he's in the building, but and he's a good friend. But still, that's performance. That performance right there keeps him where he belongs. Like I said, 1A, but let's keep him at 2.
Look, there's obviously no question that Canelo Alvarez, the pound-for-pound king, belongs at number 1. Nobody's questioning that. He's on everybody's list at number 1. These guys are creeping up because outside of performance, I think accolades play a part in that. What have you done? Your opponent, who have you beaten? But it's all subjective. I mean, there's tons of lists. I think we need to create our own list. I think Brock is going to create a pound-for-pound list.
Listen, but we're not going to run from the elephant in the room.
Okay.
The elephant in the room is what is it? Kambosos at number 8.
I mean, do you have a problem with that? Should it be higher? Should it be not on the list?
No, that's a tough question, but I believe that we put Teofimo on there. Maybe we was a little quick with putting him so high.
Well, because he beat Lomachenko, who's
no
arguably
kidding.
number one.
No kidding. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He beat the best guy who's proven to be great already, who is already going to go down in the Hall of Fame, and that's Lomachenko. Now, Teofimo having that win, yes, he should have been on the list. Maybe we had him a little too high. I don't know. But Kambosos, by beating Teo, who hasn't really proven to be great yet, good fighter, beat a great fighter, but to beat Teo and for him to just go on a pound-for-pound list with one fight.
I agree with you. Look,
Teo at least beat, Comey before that and became a champion, one-punch knockout, It's just strange to me to have Kambosos on a pound-for-pound list after one fight.
That's a great argument. We don't have a problem with Inoue being at number 4. We don't have a problem with Errol Spence being at number 5. For the most part, this is a solid list. Subjectively, we can change some things around. Maybe Kambosos needs one big fight, another big fight to get on there.
Yeah.
Some can say that number 8 is fine. I think this is a solid list. I don't have a big problem.
I'm not taking away his win. It was a brilliant win. It was a close fight. I had it 7-5 for Kambosos. It was a brilliant win, but to put him on the pound-for-pound list, so many guys have had that one great win and were never on that list. And to put him on that quick, I don't know. Maybe we messed up putting Teo so high on the list.
And it's funny. These fighters, they fight their whole careers to get these belts. But that list is so important to all these fighters. And this next fighter coming up who wants to be on that list, he's almost as fly as me, our guy from Ohio, Montana Love. Check it out. He's not out flashing us just because he's still getting ready for the fight, man. One of the most skilled boxers in boxing today, Montana Love.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Good. Listen, first off, I want to, congratulate you, welcome you to the Dazn team. When I first heard the news, I was like, man, this is a guy that needs to be featured on a big platform. Always has skills. Your breakout fight against Baranchyk, in my opinion, that was your coming out party.
Yeah.
Where you showed the world, nah, I'm the truth. What happened? What changed since that win? I mean, I'm talking about overall, like personal, friends, family, boxing world. Like, what came in after that win?
What changed besides your number? You know what I'm saying?
Everything changed though. You start getting more recognition, from the fans, from my city overall. You know what I mean? Now I got the Cleveland Cavaliers DMing me. They sending me things. You know what I mean? I got the Cleveland Browns hitting me up. You know what I mean? So I'm like these big franchise teams and celebrities and everything reaching out to me now. It's been good though. Yeah, it's smooth, real smooth.
Rightfully so, man. That was a huge win and a nice statement. But check this out, your guys, Carlos Diaz. He only got one loss, but he was stopped by Jose Cepeda. I know you're very competitive.
Yeah.
You trying to beat that 5th round knockout or what?
That's always a thought in my mindset. But
about time somebody's truthful. People like, I don't care.
It's always a thought. That just getting people something to talk about. But we're gonna stay disciplined, stay focused, and stick to the game plan.
A lot of fighters out there. When you see them training on Instagram, they show a lot of flash. You got this little thing where you do your dancing with your Mick guy, and it's fun, right?
Yeah.
But outside of that, you put real work in. Like, what's the difference between guys that just show you something on IG, but they really putting the work in? Like, what separates you from those guys? Because a lot of guys do that in the gym, but I don't see them doing it in the fight.
Like him,
like me. Yeah.
See, so. Honestly, it's good for marketing, you putting that out there, but it's also good to put out, showing them like this, you know what I mean? Like, at first, I used to just put that out there, you know what I mean? But then I had to realize and understand they respect it more when they see what's really going on. They respect fighters more when they see the hard work we got to go through, the pain you know what I'm saying? And the whole, just the transition as a fighter. So, you got to put that work in, like, it's going to show, you know what I'm saying? Like, fight night is going to expose you, as they say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, all right. So, speaking about putting in work, how's your motivation level when you just fought Ivan Baranchyk? Beautiful fight, beautiful victory, and then you go, no disrespect, but Carlos Diaz.
But disrespect. That's what you say.
How's your motivation level? Does it drop a little bit?
He's 29-1.
Come on, he's truthful now. Let's see it. I don't know.
Nah. So, I mean, it's. I'm motivated regardless, because at the end of the day, I don't overlook no fighter. They all dangerous. You know what I mean? Any man with 2 pair of hands is dangerous. So, but it's different. It's a different type of drive. When you fighting when I was getting ready for that Baranchyk, I was underdog. I knew this was my life-changing fight. You know what I'm saying? I knew what type of fight I was in.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a dangerous guy, very dangerous guy. And then, you know, we go with a Carlos Diaz, which is also dangerous. He's taller, he wide. You know what I mean? You know, he actually put Zepeda down. He dropped Zepeda in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so he got some type of power there. But it's, you know, it's a different type of mentality I have now, mindset I have. Actually, especially after coming off of that branching fight. Now it's a different type of confidence booster. You know what I mean? And I still don't take nobody lightly though.
Yeah. Speaking of taking people lightly, do you think that Teofimo Lopez this past week took Gamboa's lightly?
Yeah, I think he definitely took Gamboa's lightly.
What was your first reaction to that one?
When I started watching the fight in the first round, I knew it was over. I knew it was like when he went down that first round, that gave Gamboa a whole different confidence. You know, so I knew it was gonna be harder than what Tio thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, seeing him fight in there, he didn't look sharp at all. You know what I mean? He ain't look like himself or whatnot. And I would definitely feel like he took him lightly. I think he let this star, you know what I mean? That he couldn't control it. Yeah, he couldn't control it. He couldn't control that. Separate the training, you know, the trash talking with the, you know, the stardom that come with it. He couldn't separate it. I think he just, you know, and his father lied to him and shit. That don't make it no better. So. Did
you find the fight to be close though? Like a lot of people obviously didn't agree with what Teofimo said afterwards, but when they were given a decision, did you know that, in your opinion, Gamboa was?
Yeah, in my opinion, Gamboa won. Like, you know, after he got put down in the 10th round, I then thought Tio was gonna finish it. But then when I see he got tired, I said, oh, he's in trouble. And then Gamboa won the last 2 rounds, came back out 11-12 fresh. Yeah, he won that fight.
Yeah, I scored at 7-5 for Gamboa's, but because Tio comes out and says 10-2.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It just makes us talk like you just got beat up badly. And it really wasn't the case. It was a semi-close fight, but you lost. You know, but he said that 10-2, that's what messed it up. You know, all right, so what's the plan after this fight, after the Carlos Diaz? Who do we see you in there?
You know, that's something I got to speak with Eddie about. You know, I can't really pretty much.
I'm sure y'all discuss names like, yo, Eddie, I'm here now.
Well, I mean, you know, we just we taking it one step at a time. So, you know, after this fight, we're gonna get through this. We be back at the top of the year. You know what I mean? But definitely bigger names coming, bigger, you know, bigger stages, everything coming.
Out of those big names, we know there's only one champion at 140, undisputed champion, and Josh Taylor, but there are other big names. Even Teofimo saying he's moving up, he's done with 135. Who would you say is the weakest link there? We also got Prograis. I mean, there's a ton of names. Tank Davis is fighting at 140.
The weakest link? I can't say, like, who the weakest link.
But like, eye test, who do you think would be the easiest to beat, in your opinion?
I look at them all the same, for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say like, yeah, I can't just.
So you can beat all of them.
Yeah. We working with whoever, you know what I mean. They put in front of us. We ain't ducking and dodging and none of that. But you know, on the way up though, we definitely been also looking at Zepeda. You know what I'm saying? You know, he should actually, he coming off a very big win, and he actually.
That just makes sense.
Yeah, like he getting ready to fight. He should be fighting for a title, the world title for his next fight. For real. Honestly, like I think. He's like right there, that guy. You know what I mean? Him and Regis, like that. You know, they right there.
All right. So before you go, I want to get a prediction. JoJo Diaz versus Devin Haney. Who wins?
Honestly, I think Devin outboxing. You know what I'm saying? I think you know, JoJo a dog. Don't get me wrong. He can, like, if Devin was to sit there and fight, then it could be something different. But I think Devin outboxing. JoJo don't have like that one punch knockout power. You know what I'm saying? So. I think Devin get him.
What should we expect with your fight on Saturday night?
I got show. You hear me? That's what you're gonna expect. I'm putting on the show, man. You know, I'm an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So I like to entertain the fans. I like to have fun in there, and you know, just tune in. Everybody tune in. We gonna.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you have on for the fight and after the fight, because I know you're going to get dressed up and get back to the stadium. Flashy guy, but you're doing it in the ring too, man. Looking forward to seeing you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Montana love.
Let's get ready to rumble! Gets him with the left hook. Her professional record A perfect one. Triple J. Wow, what a finish. The fight starts now!
Yeah, I know you saw that schedule. That schedule looks real good now. Ask AB. This has become my favorite segment now, only because it's live people. It's not people hiding behind that Twitter wall. You know, we went out to the streets. Well, not us, but our producers, you know, because we're busy.
You normally don't like giving up your business. You don't like answering questions. You're such a private dude. Is this really your favorite segment?
Yes,
Come on.
With the live people, absolutely. We went out to the streets of Las Vegas on the Strip and found people who were not drunk. There was a couple of them who were not drunk.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and they actually had questions. Some of them actually knew who I was. They didn't know Octo. I don't know. They only watched like half the show, you know. So they gave us some questions. So producers, come on, let's see. First question.
If you were to get a tattoo of your favorite boxer, who would it be and why?
Okay, maybe I lied. Maybe he was drunk. You know, that's a stupid question. But no, thank you for the question, first of all.
This is how you treat our fans.
No, I mean, come on. You know, I'm the bully. I think I would, if I had to choose, first of all, I'm not getting a tattoo of nobody, you know, but if I had to choose, I would probably put Jerry Cooney on my arm. You know why? Because I'd like to see if they could put a white man on this big black arm right here.
That's funny. You know,
how would that look? How do you make him look white?
That's a great question. But me, personally.
Are we getting canceled because I just said that?
I have tattoos. I wouldn't get a fighter's tattoo on me. But if I had to, if you put a gun to my head, it would be Muhammad Ali, the GOAT, the greatest. The man that stood for so much more outside of boxing. I mean, that's a guy at least you can have a great conversation about the tattoo it being on your arm. But
you need to have a nice arm for that, though.
Yeah, I guess. I'm working on it. But let's go to the question number 2, man. These fans out there, real questions.
Barack, if you could fight any heavyweight champion in history, who would it be?
Come on, Barack. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can guess. If I didn't say it, you can probably guess. I'm not going to give you a chance to guess because you're going to guess right. So I'm going to let the people know this is the heavyweight that Mr. Roy Jones, Mr. You Must Have Forgot himself, moved up from light heavyweight to fight him to win the heavyweight crown, and that's John Ruiz. And he is Puerto Rican, so it's sad to say, but if I had to fight one heavyweight, it would be John Ruiz. I'm sorry, I think I can mix it up with him, Barack.
Nah, I think he knocks you out. He knocks you out. John Ruiz, hell of a fighter.
What? Say that again?
John Ruiz is a hell of a fighter.
Oh, my God, okay.
Well, I got a little tongue-tied there. Listen, if I had to pick a fighter, who would I fight? Dang. I guess I'd fight Mike Tyson because I'm not a chump like Ock, first of all. And, no, seriously, just to say that you fought Mike Tyson.
Even though you'll get flattened, you still would wake up from that a day later and say, hey, that's Mike Tyson. And we're talking in his prime here.
Yeah, I would fight Mike. It's gloves on. I grew up fighting in martial art tournaments all my life. Like I'm not scared of fighting. Right. And sometimes I lost. I never got knocked out, but who knows? Mike Tyson's knocking you out.
All right.
Next question, please.
Who is the hardest puncher in boxing history?
I feel like that one was easy because we've been talking about that lately. A lot of people have been talking about Deontay Wilder's power, his one-punch power, even though you got guys like Ernie Schaefer's and you got guys like George Foreman. I would have to just go with, I guess the obvious is Deontay Wilder, but let me just go with George Foreman.
Oh, look, that's...
You know why? Because he was older and still had that power.
Barack, there's so many big punchers in the history of the sport. This is probably one of the most tough, the toughest questions from Ask AB because they're fighters that, depending on their weight, you got guys like Michael Carbajal, who was 112 pounds, but would knock you out with either hand. So pound for pound, there's so many great punches, but I can't go against Deontay Wilder. His one-punch power is second to none. I love Ernie Schaefer's. Obviously, George Foreman was a huge puncher. Mike Tyson, Tito Trinidad at the welterweight division, even at the super welterweight division. You got guys like
nowhere near those guys that punch hard.
No,
he's a hard puncher, but he's nowhere near those guys.
Pound for pound, you can argue that. Julian Jackson.
That's what I was about to say.
Julian Jackson at middleweight. This guy will knock you out with one left hook. So I don't have a problem with naming any guy from any weight. Of course, the heavyweights are the biggest punches, but we're talking pound for pound here. So let's see what else these people got here in Vegas. What's the next question?
fighter, what song would you use for your ring walk?
Oh my goodness, Barack. I mean, if you know me, you know I'm a Jigga fan. That's right, Jay-Z. Any song, it would have to be a Jay-Z song. If I was walking out to a championship fight, it would probably be Marcy. Where it called Up Along Where I'm From, Marcy, son. I think that song is just used to get me pumped up.
You would change it to Jersey, son.
No, stop it. I'm from Brooklyn. I live in Jersey now. This guy's the biggest hater. Look, I love Jersey and Jersey City, my peoples, but I claim Brooklyn. It would have to be a Jay-Z song, and I would choose Marcy.
I would say Andy Mineo. Y'all probably don't know him, but Andy Mineo and that song Coming in Hot is the hottest TikTok song in the
you
world.
gonna walk into that? You gonna be coming in hot?
Man, I'm coming in hot. I'm throwing these flames right here. I'm coming in hot. I'm a boxer.
Come on, Barack. You got to give me something else.
Nah, I'm coming in hot, bro.
I like that song.
I'm coming in hot.
That is the #1 TikTok song.
Come on, let's get a. Hopefully, we got an educated. No, let's get the next question,
Why you
please.
disrespecting
I'm sorry.
the people? God.
I'm sorry. Next question.
Akin Barack, got a question for you. If you go to dinner with 3 current or former boxers, who would it be?
That's a super hard question. Oh, but he said former boxers too. All right, so Muhammad Ali is going to be at my table.
Oh, he's going to be on everybody's table.
Sugar Ray Leonard, because I loved him. I kind of wished he was my father at one time. You know, sorry, Dad.
Okay,
I never
else?
called him Dad. And who would the third person be? Jerry Cooney, because I got a tattoo of him already.
Listen, that's a good dinner table. I would say Canelo Alvarez, but we actually have had dinner with him many, many times in real life.
Freeloaders. So that's what we are.
It would have to be, obviously, Muhammad Ali. He would be on that list, no question about it. It would be Sugar Ray Robinson, because the last few years I've been doing a lot of research on him, and he was arguably one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport.
Can I ask you a quick question?
No
please,
question.
Quick question.
No.
Why the hell were you doing research?
No, stop it.
What were you doing research for?
Because the reason I've been doing a lot of Sugar Ray Robinson research is because, I'm going to tell you why, is because a lot of people shout his name out and they say he's one of the greatest, but they don't know anybody that he's beaten or fought. So I don't want to be that guy anymore. So I started to do research. But my third guy on that list, on that table, would be the best Puerto Rican fighter that ever lived,
John Ruiz.
Mr. Tito Felix Trinidad. That's my guy on that table.
That's not bad. You're just going to have, like, language barrier.
No, but we'll have a lot of great food, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Alcapurrias, arroz con gandules, all of that. We'll let Tito take care of what we're going to eat. But it'll be great conversation, no question about it.
All right, cool. So, next question? Do we have any more questions?
I think that's it. I mean, do we have one more? Yeah, let's go.
That was yours.
Which fighter is the most underrated?
That's a question that it's hard to answer because there are so many underrated fighters. So if you choose one guy, the other guys are going to say, hey, come on, I'm underrated too. There's so many underrated fighters, Barack. Yeah. I mean, this is a question that I've been going back and forth. Okay. But I'll have to say, as of late, this guy just became at the top of my list, and that's George Kambosos Jr. He was so underrated going into the Teofimo Lopez fight, and beating a guy like Teofimo, who's such a devastating, explosive fighter. I have to say Kambosos Jr.
All right, fine, whatever. I would say
you like that answer.
I don't even know what to say to that. But we got one more question. But my answer would be Inoue. You know, because
he's on a pound for pound list, number 4.
No,
and
he's only on that because
time.
people like us are telling the fans that, telling people that, but people don't rate him high. Listen,
who doesn't rate him high?
A lot of people don't rate him. People who even put him on that list probably haven't even seen him fight.
We're talking guys that are not on the pound for pound list. Come on,
nah, bro.
Bro.
Inoue is underrated.
Okay.
He is a monster. You know that. You know you did research on him.
For sure.
Last question, please.
Who is the best dressed boxer?
I mean, we've had award shows about best dressed fighters. We talk about fashion on the show. Barack, go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Sean Porter, obviously, is the best dressed boxer. I have to dig into him like that because he doesn't. We laugh at some of his outfits because he saw me earlier today and said, I said, what's up to him? He said, your pants are tight. That's what's up.
Oh, that's what he said. Okay.
He said, your pants are too tight. You know, so I was going to say his braids are too tight, but I was like, I left it alone.
Is that your guy, Sean Porter?
Yeah, whatever, Sean Porter.
Look, there are a lot of guys that I like. I like the way Caleb Plant dresses. We love the way Canelo dresses. A lot of guys out there. I'm going to still have to say the guy that's fighting tomorrow night, the Dream, Mr. Devin Haney, is probably, in my opinion, the best dressed boxers today. And that's Ask AB for you. I like this segment.
Yeah, man, I love this segment, especially when it's live. Thank you to all of those that contributed. Now, let's talk to another live person that we spoke to earlier, and he's making a comeback from dealing with mental health issues, and that's Austin Williams.
Okay, fight fans, we're joined here by one of the hardest hitting prospects in boxing, man, Mr. Austin Ammo Williams.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? I'm just happy to be back. Bro.
And, you know what's crazy about you being back? Like, you took a hiatus for mental health reasons, which is always a good thing. But you're still fighting 2 times in 2021, more than probably a lot of guys.
yeah. Man, first off, I got to thank Eddie Hearn. I got to thank Matchroom, the whole team. I got to thank my management company, Churchill. I got to thank everybody who was with me in my hiatus because it wasn't a time that I took alone. You know, it took a village. You know, to help me get where I need to be so I could get back in the ring. So first off, yeah, Eddie Hearn, I got to give a shout out to him and a shout out to everybody.
I want to touch on that really quick shortly. Like, I've suffered from anxiety. I know what it is to be anxious, and I'm not saying that's what you suffer from, but what was the defining moment where you said to yourself, all right, like, I need to focus on me first before I go back into the gym, before I get back to boxing, get my mind right, and then go back in? What was that moment?
That moment was when I just felt like life got a little overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? And I knew I wouldn't be able to go into the ring and perform at the levels that I love to perform at. I always bring a high level of energy, I know that, into the ring. So, I mean, when stuff got overwhelming, I just had to take a step back. Luckily, I got to talk to my guy, Pete Berg, and he knew everything I needed to do to get myself back together, so it was a process. But yeah, that was just what it was. I just had to, you know, be honest with myself.
Yeah,
be honest with myself. Yeah.
Berg has a lot of fighters back, and that's good to hear. And when I had COVID, I felt that anxiety one day, and it felt like overwhelming feeling. So I definitely understand what you're going through, but it's good to see you back. And your eyes look different. Yeah. Your eyes just look, they're telling a different story to me. Yeah. What is that?
Well, what it's telling is when you go through some things, bro, like I went through, you know, stuff like this becomes a dream come true. I mean, being here, like, I don't have that same, like, I'm more excited to fight. I'm more excited to be here doing what I love because I know the other side of life. I know what it is to be, like, super, super low. So being here is like I'm flying, I'm soaring, bro. I'm excited to be here.
Did you take it for granted before?
Nah, I ain't take it for granted before, but I ain't never knew what it was like to, you know, not have it. You know what I mean? Ever since I started boxing, I've been fast tracking through, you know, amateurs, top fighter in the amateur, always going around the country fighting good fights, fighting great tournaments. You know, as soon as I've been with Matchroom, all over pretty much around the world, bro, going to London, Mexico, MSG, you name it. You know, I've did a lot of stuff in the sport, and when I was down, you know, taking care of myself and taking that step back, it just, you know, showed me how blessed I really am to have the experiences that I have. It's like when you're in it, you're in it. But when you take a step back from it, you can analyze and see, you know, all the things that has happened to you. And you just get a different perspective on it. So I just got a completely different appreciation for my talent and my passion and the opportunities that I have in life. So, yeah.
Speaking of talent, you've never been shy about wanting to be on a fast track. Look, you fought a vet in Mama's Boy, Dennis Douglas, with only, 7 fights?
7 fights, yeah.
And obviously you showed that you belong in there. Is this something that you push on your team, your trainer, Eddie Hearn, your promoters? Like, listen, I'm not trying to wait. Give me mines now. I'm ready for these fights.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because I swear my team probably feel like that's all I talk about. You know what I'm saying? They always having that conversation with me.
I want Canelo right now.
Exactly. Like my team, you know, and that's the beauty of my team is because they keep me level. Me, I'm a guy that I want the top challenges. I feel like I done been in the ring to spar with top guys, and I held my own. I did really well. So I'm not the guy that's shy or want to, learn slowly and move slow and all that type of stuff. I want to fight the top guys. I want to fight the top guys, and my whole team know that, and I press that on them. And even though they tell me to like take it, relax, they make the stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And now, especially being with Kevin Cunningham, which y'all know about, you know what I mean?
Legendary
Southpaw Whisperer over there. Now being there with him,
I never thought of that. That's right.
That guy over there, yeah. So now being with him, that just give me more leverage to actually ask for these guys and, for Eddie Hearn and the promotional company to feel more confident. If he feel like I'm ready to nail, no, he doesn't.
And how does that do? What does that do to your confidence working with a legendary trainer like that?
Man, that's just a testament to all the hard work I done put into the sport. Being here, I'm in my 6th year of boxing right now, and I'm with one of the top guys to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still new, I'm still fresh, I'm still malleable. I'm not a guy that's stuck in my ways and can't learn nothing. Right. So to be with this guy...
I don't know, we got to ask him now. You say that. We got to get Kevin on that.
Yeah, y'all can get him later on. You know what I'm saying? But nah, being with him, man, I'm learning, I'm able to make these changes. I don't feel like I'm stuck in my ways. And that's important a lot of times.
What was the one thing that when you first started training him where he said to you, all right, we got to stop this that you're doing? What was that one
thing? Footwork, man. I feel like I was getting scolded about that every day, bro. I mean, footwork, because everything starts at the root. The foundation is everything, and a lot of times, I had coaches and stuff who are really good, but when you can fall back on a fighter's power, it's easy to overlook a lot of things. And with him, he doesn't overlook anything. He's just like, even if I'm knocking stuff out, even if I'm knocking people out, no matter. We got to do stuff right. Stuff got to be placed perfectly so I can knock people out and be safe doing it.
Nice. Well, this new perspective that you have seems like it comes with a lot of humility, but what about the ammo that we know inside the ring? Are we still going to get that monster?
Ammo is a killer, bro. Ammo is a different. Ammo is more chill now outside the ring. I'm good, but it's like the storm is brewing. It's more energy going towards Saturday night. I'm calm, I'm cool, calm and collected, but it's more energy that's brewing up for that moment where it really matters. So, y'all about to see something crazy, explosive on Saturday night. I'm telling you.
So, what names are you throwing at your team for 2022? Give me 3 names. I ask a lot of fighters this, leading up to a fight. If you get past your opponent on Saturday, what's the 3 names that you're looking for after?
You know something, this gonna sound crazy, but I really think Demetrius Andrade is a good name for me. I really do.
Right after this fight?
It'll be 2022. It'll be 2022. He got a belt. I'm sure I'm gonna have to have a couple more prove myself fights.
Right.
But Demetrius Andrade, I really, really look at his style and I see him, and I know he's somebody I can beat. Really, he really is somebody I can beat, and he's on a decline. I feel like in his career, even though he just had a really good, outing against Quigley. I feel like Quigley is somebody that I can beat. Shane Mosley Jr., those types of guys. I feel like those are the type of guys I can prove myself to step, to a guy like him. And I got somebody on my resume who's close around like a guy like Quigley or a guy like Shane Mosley Jr. So it wouldn't be a crazy thing to have a fight with them.
Before we get out of here, I know you're having a good relationship with your dog. I'm a new dog guy. I just got a Cane Corso 8 months ago, but before that, I didn't understand the connection between human and a dog, right? I do now. Just talk about what does your dog mean to you, and you take him everywhere.
Bro, I'm not even lying. My dog.
Where he at then?
Where he at now? Sam, where you at, bro? My manager over there. Nah. My dog. For real, this gonna sound crazy, but my dog is the reason why I didn't do certain things that wouldn't have allowed me to be here. You know what I mean? I had to really analyze some of the things that I was thinking about doing, not to myself, but to others and stuff. And I was just thinking about how I would have had to remove myself from his life. This is a dog. Some people look at a dog and they say, oh, that's an animal. But for me, I know what that would do to him, to separate myself from him. And I've been so close to him, and he's been so close to me. He depends on me. So that was another thing that made me, reach out to Pete Berg and, tell him like, hey, man, I need some help. You know what I'm saying? So, and my dog, my dog was taken care of really well in this year. So, yeah, my dog, a dog connection, you know, people don't understand that emotional support, service dog, stuff like that. That stuff is real. The people with animals really get them through things for real.
Man's best friend for a reason. So it sounded like you wasn't suicidal. You was homicidal.
Yeah, I was.
You was
ammo never suicidal. No.
All right. So can we get a prediction for the main event, Devin Haney versus JoJo Diaz?
Oh man. First of all, shout out to Devin Haney for taking the fight. I really
Why you say that?
I give a lot of respect to Devin Haney for taking the fight because there's so many fighters at the top level who are scared to risk, you know, their record, or they're so scared to, you know, take a fight that might not be the easiest fight. You know, keep getting your paydays, get a nice little highlight. JoJo ain't no joke, man. I seen him live when he fought Tevin Farmer. I know what this dude can do, but I just got a lot of respect for Devin Haney. I know when a guy takes a fight like that, they're going to be prepared for a fight like that. So I feel like it's going to go to decision, and I feel like Devin Haney going to get it on a split decision. That's what I think.
Well, on that note, looking forward to seeing you in the ring and that ammo on Saturday, man. Good luck, man.
Thank you, guys.
Look, Barack, I mean, this is a very sensitive subject, but you have to be brave. Ammo Williams was open about needing help. He went to get help, and he's back from it. You got to appreciate somebody that you inspire other people that are going through something to be honest about it. I mean, you have to attack. Look, Ryan Garcia was another one that was open and honest, put it out there on social media, and is inspiring other people to do the same.
And I hope that's what this does, you know, outside of boxing as well, and especially with young guys like that, to admit something that is frowned upon in the community, you know what I mean? And I wish them both the best. And like I said before, he dealt with mental health issues, had to go out and take a hiatus, but this is his second time fighting this year. He really didn't miss anything.
He didn't take a long hiatus. But look, I can attest to having anxiety. I know what that feels like. And Charlemagne is another guy that kind of inspired me. It used to be taboo in
Is
our
he that
community.
famous? You just go, oh, Charlemagne.
People know who Charlotte is.
Charlemagne the
you
God.
know, he kind of made it cool to be open and to seek help, whether it's with a therapist, with a friend. Look, you're a guy that gives people advice when they're going through something. Anybody, it doesn't have to be a therapist, somebody that you're paying for. It can be a friend. It can be a mother, a father, a sister. Just speak about it. And it feels like the weight of the world is off your shoulders when you let it out. Yeah,
listen, we all need advice sometime in our life. And in therapy, like you said, is not just necessarily going to a doctor. It could be going to somebody who's been through what you've been through. Remember when I had COVID and I felt anxiety for the first time in my life, and I called you. Right. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is something overwhelming, and this is crazy.
I mean, and being in a boxing gym, I mean, that probably helped letting off some steam on the bags, on the speed bag, putting some miles in. I think that wouldn't hurt, trying to let something like that off your mind.
Instead of hitting people, like live people, you
rather
do
do that.
The gym. Well, I don't know. Maybe when I was feeling that way. But no, you're absolutely right, man. But kudos to these guys that suffer from that, dealt with it, and came back to the ring, where it's hard enough to do this sane, you know, to have issues outside is really tough.
He's obviously back on track. I mean, look how he looked at the weigh-in. Is in shape, ready to go, ready. I mean, he's been calling out some big names, Ammo Williams. I mean, Demetrius Andrade, Barack.
Surprised me with that one.
Early.
He surprised me with that.
But look, I mean, closed mouths don't get fed. We know that.
Yeah.
If you believe in yourself that much, where you're going to call a top dog out like Demetrius Andrade, so be it. This is boxing, man. Fighters like that, even if they're ahead of themselves, I like it. It's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wasn't lying when I said I saw something different in his eyes. I really did. I seen a different look, a little more happy. And even at the weigh-in, you've seen that he was on edge, but at the same time wanted to be respectful, you know? Yeah. But he's a killer in the ring, and that's what I asked him. I want to see that killer still.
And fight fans still love guys like that are super quiet, soft-spoken outside of the ring, but kill inside the ring, just as Ryan Garcia. Hell of a guy outside the ring. We spent a lot of time with Ryan outside of the ring, outside of the, you know, from the media, and he's a really likable guy, sweet guy, but he's punching people's heads off in the ring.
Right.
So I like that type of fighter, Barack.
Yes, we're talking about killer. I think JoJo Diaz, I think that's what he wants to do. I think he's just, like a lot of people who are here, sick and tired of hearing church. sick and tired of hearing the hype man that's going around with.
Oh, no, speaking for yourself, I like church, man. I like church.
I didn't say I was. I said a lot of people and JoJo Diaz are tired of hearing church, and maybe that's a psychological game in favor of Devin Haney.
Look, one of the best fighters in the world, Terence Crawford, also has a guy who does that often. Muhammad Ali had a guy who did it often. So
how do you fill out for that? It was like application. What does it say? Like,
I want to know what
constantly talk nonstop.
What is the paycheck? I mean, what do you get paid per week for doing what church does? I like to know.
You know what? Let's give him a call. Let's have him on the show tomorrow.
Maybe. But outside of this amazing fight this weekend and all of these fights, here's some other things that you can watch on DAZN. Check it out.
Welcome to DAZN. See the biggest fights live and on demand. Get the most in-depth fight week experience. Join DAZN inside the training camps, press conferences,
You talk so much.
workouts, and weigh-ins. And the exclusive DAZN boxing show brings you all the latest news and interviews with boxing's biggest names every weekday.
All be thrown in the deep end in 2021.
Playback breaks down the biggest fights with the boxers, trainers and promoters that made them.
Beautiful.
Experience some of the greatest stories in boxing through award-winning original documentary film.
Nobody wanted to fight him. He was killing everybody.
Unlock over 30 years of boxing brilliance in the DAZN archive and watch the fights that made the legends.
Pound for pound, the best in the world.
Welcome to DAZN.
Come on, if that's not worth $100 a year, I don't know what the hell is. If you're a real fight fan, and stop asking for your damn friends login, man. Pay for the damn subscription,
Calling
man.
everybody
if you're a
out.
fight fan. Listen, Barack.
Let's just talk about why we're here in Vegas. We got a stacked card, and let me talk about it here. The action starts with Before the Bell, and that is 1:50 Pacific time, and is headlined by the guy we just spoke to, Austin Williams versus Quatavius Cash. And the main event, that starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and that's 8 p.m. Eastern. And that first guy up to bat is Mark Castro versus Ronaldo Salas. Then we got heavyweights Filip Hrgović versus Amir Akhmatovic. Then undisputed welterweight champ Jessica McCaskill versus late replacement Candy Wyatt. Then we got the dog lover, the pretty boy, Montana Love versus Carlos Diaz. And the main event, Devin the Dream Haney versus Joseph Diaz Jr.
That's right. I call him JoJo. I know him as
Everybody
JoJo
call him
Diaz. In shape. You mentioned earlier he's another guy who's nice outside the ring and a killer in the ring. He showed it against Fortuna.
Right.
Before the main event, I'm looking forward to McCaskill because I feel like she still has a chip on the shoulder. She still has a lot to prove. She started fighting late in her life, and sometimes people question her boxing skills, but she is a top dog in the sport on the pound-for-pound list.
So, I think she got a lot to prove to her former employees as well. You know, like, I made the right decision over here by leaving the bank and then getting that bag.
That's right. Listen, you guys got this for free on YouTube, but tomorrow, in order to watch the DAZN Boxing Show, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, you have to subscribe to DAZN, and you'll catch us. We got Sean Porter on, Eddie Hearn. Hell of a show lined up for you tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe. And peace and love. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow.
The young prodigy, willing to risk it all.
And now Haney's got that fire in his eyes. The dream continues for the 20-year-old sensation.
To forge a legacy.
The king is around.
A new challenger has emerged. A fearless southpaw, willing to give everything for a seat at the top table.
This crowd can't taste it.
Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz Jr. go